Welcome. Chemistry is an analytical science. As an analytical science, it is necessary that it be very accurate. Accuracy is always based on a certain reference point. In chemistry, we call that significant figures. As I mentioned previously, I'll give you charts and basis for a variety of things during this course. One of those are the rules of significant figures. Now, if you're rational and logical about this, it's not too terribly complicated. If you are dealing with numbers, nothing that you measure and use in an equation can be more accurate than the least of the components. That means if you take a number that has 5 significant figures and divide it by a number that has 2 significant figures, your answer cannot be more accurate than 2 significant figures. It's always limited to the least accurate. That's logical. But the values that you should write down are up here on the board. Sig figs. All non-zero digits are significant. That means all numbers. 5, 6, 3, 2, whatever. Number 2, digits between numbers. That's zeros between numbers also are significant. As in 4002, you have 4 significant figures, even though 2 of them are zeros. Zeros left of the digits and right of the decimal are not significant. For instance, 0.00231. Zeros in this case are insignificant, if you want to use that term. And you have, in fact, 231, 3 significant figures. Number 4, all zeros right of the digits are significant. For instance, the number 0.0022000 has 5 significant figures because the numbers to the right are significant. Now, rounding this is just like you learned in grade school. If it's less than 5, drop it. If it's more than 5, raise it 1. For instance, you got 26.4 for 2 significant figures. Your answer would be 26. If it's 26.6 for 2 significant, it would become 27. Remember, significant figures will plague you if you ignore them when you take tests, because if the instructor is doing his job, he's going to count off every time you don't accurately express an answer to the proper number of significant figures. And if you remember that the limitations of the significant figures is based on the least accurate of the components of the problem, then you're copacetus. So remember, sig figs must not be ignored.